Hi everyone, my name is Christina. I would like to try something different today. Many of you have requested me talking in English more and making more content just fully in English. So here we go. I am here making this video. So this will be some kind of a podcast where you will see the screen. I hope I'll be able to attach it here. If I am not able to do that, then you will find the script down below in the comments section or like in the information section. So I've taken a video from like over on TED Education channel, and I copied the script so you will be able to see it at the same time of me reading it. So what I want us to do today with this script is I'm going to read it first. Then I will give you the summary of the talk, and then we find interesting bits and pieces. I tell you about the vocabulary and grammar and explain everything along the way. And then down below you will find some exercises that you can practice on Quizlet and on Wordwall for free. Right, well that's about it. I think this video will be dedicated mostly to people who already have a good B1 level of English and are morphing into B2 plus, so something like this. Right. I wanted us to talk today about self-talk. I tend to notice that when I walk my dog, I sometimes catch myself mumbling something to myself, whether it is about the weather, the road condition, my dog munching on a piece of bread left for the pigeons, and many other things, you know. Do you talk to yourself? Is it a habit of yours? Is your inner speech always silent? Or you say something out loud? Do you think it's healthy if you talk to yourself aloud? Leave your comments below and let's get started. Let's read the script and find out if it's normal, if it's healthy. As your morning alarm blares, you mutter to yourself, "Why did I set it so early?" While brushing your teeth, you think, "I need a haircut, unless..." Rushing out the front door, you reach for the keys and realize they're not there. Frustrated, you shout, "I can't do anything right," just in time to notice your neighbor. Being caught talking to yourself can feel embarrassing, and some people even stigmatize this behavior as a sign of mental instability. But decades of psychology research show that talking to yourself is completely normal. In fact, most, if not all of us, engage in some form of self-talk every single day. So why do we talk to ourselves? And why does what we say matter? Self-talk refers to the narration inside your head, sometimes called inner speech. It differs from mental imagery or recalling facts and figures. Specifically, psychologists define self-talk as verbalized thoughts directed toward yourself or some facet of your life. This includes personal conversations like, "I need to work on my free throw." But it also includes reflections you have throughout the day, like, "The gym is crowded tonight, I'll come back tomorrow." And while most self-talk in adults tends to be silent, speaking to yourself out loud also falls into this category. In fact, psychologists believe our first experiences with self-talk are mostly vocal, as children often speak to themselves out loud as they play. In the 1930s, Russian psychologist Lev Vygotsky hypothesized that this kind of speech was actually key to development. By repeating conversations they've had with adults, children practice managing their behaviors and emotions on their own. Then, as they grow older, this outward self-talk tends to become internalized, morphing into a private inner dialogue. We know this internal self-talk is important and can help you plan, work through difficult situations, and even motivate you throughout the day. But studying self-talk can be difficult. It relies on study subjects clearly tracking a behavior that's spontaneous and often done without conscious control. For this reason, scientists are still working to answer basic questions like, why do some people self-talk more than others? What areas of the brain are activated during self-talk? And how does this activation differ from normal conversations? One thing we know for certain, however, is that what you say in these conversations can have real impacts on your attitude and performance. Engaging in self-talk that's instructional or motivational has been shown to increase focus, boost self-esteem, and help tackle everyday tasks. For example, one study of collegiate tennis players found that incorporating instructional self-talk into practice increased their concentration and accuracy. And just as chatting to a friend can help decrease stress, speaking directly to yourself may also help you regulate your emotions. Distance self-talk is when you talk to yourself as if in conversation with another person. So, rather than, I'm going to crush this exam, you might think, Caleb, you are prepared for this test. One study found that this kind of self-talk was especially beneficial for reducing stress when engaging in anxiety-inducing tasks, such as meeting new people or public speaking. But where positive self-talk can help you, negative self-talk can harm you. Most people are critical of themselves occasionally, but when this behavior gets too frequent or excessively negative, it can become toxic. High levels of negative self-talk are often predictive of anxiety in children and adults. And those who constantly blame themselves for their problems and ruminate on those situations typically experience more intense feelings of depression. Today, there's a field of psychological treatment called cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, which is partially focused on regulating the tone of self-talk. Cognitive behavioral therapists often teach strategies to identify cycles of negative thoughts and replace them with neutral or more compassionate reflections. Over time, those tools can improve one's mental health. So, the next time you find yourself chatting with yourself, remember to be kind. That inner voice is a partner you'll be talking to for many years to come. So here is the text. Well, I hope you understood some parts of it. Right now, I'm going to give you a kind of a quick summary of what this text was about. So as you might have understood, the text was about self-talk. That self-talk is the internal or spoken dialogue that we have with ourselves, so with our own selves. While talking to yourself might seem strange, yes, it's normal and common behavior studied in psychology. So the key takeaways, the key points to learn from this talk. Children start having a self-talk whilst playing, which helps them to learn emotional and behavioral regulations. As people age, as people grow, this outward self-talk usually becomes an internal dialogue with yourself. What are the functions of self-talk? Self-talk helps with planning, problem solving, and as well as motivation. Or if you're too negative, it will discourage you from doing something and it will stress you, bring you a lot of anxiety into your life. Cognitive behavioral therapy helps people reframe, sort of reformulate negative self-talk into more constructive thoughts, constructive talk. So sort of. Yeah. So that is it for the summary. Now we're going to dive deeper into the vocabulary that I've picked for you and some of the grammar points that I've also chosen. Let's go. So the first one is, as your morning alarm blares, you mutter to yourself, why did I set it so early? So when your alarm clock goes off, like starts, yeah, You mutter to yourself. When you mutter something, it means that you're pronouncing something in this indistinct manner. So you're saying something like this. So this is muttering, like when you are sort of like saying it like that. So usually it's not understandable what you're saying. Yeah. Other examples include, he muttered under his breath when the train was delayed again. And usually muttering is something about bad things, about complaining. When you complain about something and you just do it like this, in this sort of manner, right? The next word is rushing out the front door. You reach for the keys, for your keys, sorry about that, and realize they're not there. Rushing out. So to rush means to run away somewhere very quickly, to rush, to dash, to run and walk very quickly. To be in a rush, for example, I'm sorry, I'm in a rush, I can't talk to you right now. It means you're in a hurry. You're gonna go somewhere, you have other plans and you can't stop, you're rushing. Yes, you're in a rush. And there is another nice phrase, is rush hour. Rush hour is like the peak hour of traffic on the roads. Another example of to rush, don't rush your decisions, take your time. So like, don't hurry up with the decisions, don't run, don't make the decisions too quickly. Yeah, take your time, spend some time thinking about it. Yeah. All right, the next one is be frustrated. Frustrated, you shout, I can't do anything right. When you are frustrated, you feel a lot of anger and sadness inside of you because you have done something many times, but it didn't work. So this is what frustrated is. Right. What we have, more examples. She felt frustrated when her computer crashed repeatedly. If it happens over and over again, you get frustrated. He grew frustrated with slow progress. Yeah, who wouldn't grow frustrated? Right, next one we have is stigmatize. You can stigmatize a behavior, a condition. So what is to stigmatize? So to put some kind of stereotypes around these things. So like people think this is the right way on this, or this is how everybody does that. So they kind of stigmatize this. For example, some people stigmatize talking to yourself as a sign of mental instability. So people think that if you talk to yourself, then you have a mental problem. Yeah, so they stigmatize this. They kind of have a stereotype about it. Another example, society used to stigmatize mental health issues, but now people are more open. Right. Next one we have is engage in. Most of us engage in some form of self-talk every day. So engaging, it means to start doing something, to be involved, to be active in something. For example, she engages in volunteer work on weekends. So it means she goes and becomes a volunteer in some kind of an organization on weekends. Yeah, so she does that. They engaged in a heated debate about politics. It means that they had a heated debate about politics. So they were part of this debate. Next up we have narration. Self-talk refers to the narration inside your head. Narration, it means some kind of a story that is going on inside of your head. Not necessarily inside of your head, so it can be anywhere else. Like for example, the documentary's narration was calm and clear. So if it's David Attenborough who is narrating this documentary, then it is really clear and calm narration. It is a really clear and calm narration. So clear and calm, like voice plus speech plus talk. This is a sort of narration. Inner speech is the speech that we have inside of us. Sometimes called inner speech, it differs from mental imagery. So inner speech is when we talk to ourselves inside of our head and nobody else can hear us. Her inner speech was critical, but she worked on making it kinder. Right? Meditation helps quiet inner speech. Yeah, if you practice meditation, you let go of the thoughts, like you let the thoughts be, sort of, yeah. So you let the inner speech be, and after some time it will disappear. Next up we have recall. So recall, it means to remember, to bring something to your memory. It differs from recalling facts and figures. Recalling facts, just remembering some bits of information about somebody or something, yeah. Can you recall where you left your keys? Like, do you remember where you left your keys? Can you recall? Just another synonym for remember, sort of, yeah. Okay, next one is a phrase we have, throughout the day. Throughout the day means just during the day, alongside the whole day, sort of. It includes reflections you have throughout the day. During the day, just a good definition of it. She drinks water throughout the day to stay hydrated. That's a good habit. I check my email throughout the day. So not at a specific moment, but at many moments during the day, throughout. Right, next up we have a sort of grammar point. It's tend to. Self-talk in adults tends to be silent. So tend to means to behave in a particular way, to have a tendency to do something. I tend to brush my teeth after eating. It's like a word usually. It's like having a habit of doing something. He tends to arrive early for meetings. So he usually arrives early for meetings. People tend to forget names under stress. That's true. Right, okay. Next up we have out loud. Out loud, it means pronounced, said, not kept inside of your head or anywhere, but you say something that you want to say. You speak it with your voice. Speaking to yourself out loud falls into this category. She laughed out loud at the joke. So you can laugh out loud, speak out loud, and usually read out loud. Cry out loud, you can do that too, yeah. Reading out loud improves pronunciation. Solid tip, I would highly recommend to read out loud if your pronunciation suffers a little bit. Right, next up is key. Key, you are all familiar probably with the key that you can open the door with, right? It's a key, but here it's an adjective actually. So it's a word like beautiful, like horrified. I don't know, I have all terrible words, awful, all terrible words on my mind for some reason, I don't know why. So, and key, so it's an adjective. Vygotsky hypothesized this speech was key to development. So key to something, it's like crucial or important, main, it's like essential, it's key. Practice is key to mastering a language. Absolutely true, whether you're practicing it to yourself or you're practicing it with a partner, study buddy, whatever, or a teacher, right? A key factor in success is persistence. True, if you do something every day and you don't give up, then you succeed. And it's a key factor. Okay, so important factor, key factor. Next word we have is morph into. In the text we have outward self-talk morphs into an inner dialogue. So morph into something, it means to change the form, to turn from A to B. A casual chat morphed into a serious argument. So you chatted and then it turned into an argument. His hobby morphed into a full-time career. I've always loved languages, and now it's my career. I'm a teacher of English. So my hobby morphed into a full-time career. Work through difficulties, work through problems, work through issues. Self-talk can help you work through difficult situations. Work through something means to deal with it, to cope with it, to try to overcome these things. He's working through his fear of public speaking. So it means he probably goes out on stage and gives some kind of a speech there. Rely on. Studying self-talk relies on subjects tracking their behavior. If you rely on something, you trust something, you're ready to give yourself all to it, you rely on it, it means you depend on something. We rely on public transport to get to work. So if public transport is no more, then we won't be able to get to work. Right. Don't rely on luck, prepare thoroughly. So don't try to trust luck only. Do your research, do homework, prepare. Spontaneous. Spontaneous, I think you can kind of understand what this word means just by looking at it. Self-talk is often spontaneous and unconscious. Right. So spontaneous, it means it's done without any preparation. Like me talking right now, I've only created the examples and that's about it. My speech is quite spontaneous. Their trip was completely spontaneous. They didn't plan anything. Conscious. Self-talk is often done without conscious control. Conscious, it means to involve your brain somehow, to think about it before doing something. We have conscious and then we have unconscious. Unconscious are the things that you do without thinking, and conscious are the things you do with thinking in your head. She made a conscious effort to be more patient. So she had to try hard, think about it, and be more patient. He wasn't conscious of his bad habits. So he wasn't thinking when he started to smoke or drinking alcohol and other things. Differ from. Inner speech differs from mental imagery. Differ from something, it means to be different. Probably you can guess from the form of it, yes, but this one is a verb, differ from it. British English differs from American English in spelling. Yes, for example, in British English we have realize with an S there, and in American English we have realize with a Z. Yeah, so this is a different spelling. This is how they differ from each other. However, what you say in these conversations matters. However, it's some sort of a formal but when you're giving a contrasting point to something. And see how however is used in sentences. So it's either put inside of the sentence, usually at the end, or in the beginning of the next sentence. She loves swimming, however, she hates cold water. The plan seemed perfect, it failed unexpectedly, however. Have real impacts, it means to have a real effect on something, real influence on something. Self-talk can have real impacts on your attitude. Small acts of kindness can have real impacts. If you do something kind and good every day, it will have a great effect, or it will have a real impact on your emotional regulation, on your fulfillment, on your life enjoyment, and many other things. Right. Boost. You can boost confidence. Yes, to become more confident. You can boost self-esteem, to think of yourself as of a good person, and to boost performance, to improve how the person performs, plays, or does something. Positive self-talk can boost self-esteem. Exercise can boost your energy levels. It's true, if you exercise, your energy levels increase. A good night's sleep boosts concentration. I always say this. A good night's sleep is key to having great concentration during the lesson. Tackle a problem, a task, or a challenge. If you tackle something, you deal with it, you combat it, you fight it. You can, for example, self-talk helps tackle everyday tasks. So if you talk to yourself, it helps fight everyday tasks, helps deal with everyday tasks. The government is tackling climate change with new policies. So the government is trying to deal with climate change, introducing new laws and new policies. Increase, and the opposite of increase is decrease. It means to increase, go up, and decrease, go down. Self-talk can increase focus or decrease stress. Exercise increases energy levels. The vaccine decreased infection rates. Increase, decrease. And these words, as well as being verbs, they can also be nouns. Like we have seen an increase in prices. Yeah, especially the prices of butter. Have you seen the increase? Goodness gracious. Right. Next up is beneficial for. Beneficial for you, for your health, for your mental health. Beneficial, it means that it brings you a lot of pluses, a lot of good, a lot of advantages. So it's very good for you. Distanced self-talk is beneficial for reducing stress. So distanced self-talk is helpful in terms of reducing stress. Reading daily is beneficial for vocabulary growth. If you read daily, your vocabulary increases. Yeah, so it's beneficial for your vocabulary. Harm. Negative self-talk can harm you. Harm means something bad done to you, some kind of a damage. For example, smoking harms your lungs. When you smoke, your organs, your lungs, the things you breathe with, yeah, they are harmed, they are damaged somehow. Blame yourself for something. You can blame yourself for a mistake. You can blame yourself for a loss. You can blame yourself for a failure. People who blame themselves excessively experience depression. If you blame yourself for something, then you say bad things about yourself and you think that you are the only person who has done that, and you are the one to take responsibility for it. Don't blame yourself. It wasn't your fault. Oh no, it's my fault. I'm blaming myself. Yeah. Right. Ruminate on thoughts, on problems, on what you said. If you ruminate on something, you think about something for a long time. You ponder these things for a long time. People who ruminate on negative situations feel more depressed. So people who think about negative situations feel more depressed. He tends to ruminate on past mistakes. So we have tends to, yes, so usually thinks about past mistakes. Replace thoughts, replace habits, replace something, or you can even replace somebody. CBT helps replace negative thoughts with positive ones. She replaced sugar with honey in her tea. So instead of having sugar, she started having honey in her tea. Yeah? So she replaced it. It's a nice word because a place, you know this word, yes, and you can kind of have this basis of place and replace. He's trying to replace bad habits with healthier ones. Yeah, so he has bad habits, for example, a habit of going to bed late. Yes, and now he's trying to replace them with the new ones. That is all for now. I think, I hope this video was useful for you. Right now, I want you to write down at least 3 words that you remember from this video, because there have been a lot of words there, and I understand it, absolutely. Right, but I want you to at least write 3 of them. If you manage to do that, then that's fantastic. My job is done. And if you like this video and you would like to see some kind of content of this kind, if this video was also too difficult for you, please leave a comment down below. Right, so any constructive criticism is welcome. Any negative deprecating jokes are not welcome and will be banned, of course, and deleted probably. So please write constructively, and if you have any comments or just any words, you're welcome. We can always have a chat in the comment section. Right, so I'm wrapping it up. I hope you have enjoyed this video. It was some kind of a podcast, I suppose, yeah? It doesn't feel like a regular video. I will leave some links down below where you can practice vocabulary and you can expand on it, obviously. And maybe you can try to replace some of the old words you used with the new ones I've picked up for you. So yeah, that is all for now. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye!